uh, in India, we are discussing now Islamic invaders over India. So this is the second phase where Turk invaders entered in India. We are discussing out now Ghaznavi Empire or Ghaznavi attack rather over India. Now here we are calling the person as Mahmud of Ghazni. He is the invader of India. Now say, what happened exactly? That in initial first Arab attack, henceforth no direct Arab attack was there, but Arabs managed to conquer this territory particularly, and the Turk converted to Islam. Not all, but many of them converted to Islam. Out of that, Muhammad Ghaznavi is having birthplace somewhere in Turkestan, but supposed to be in Iran. That is called as Nishapur. So he was from Nishapur originally. Now, particularly Arabs were influenced out Turk. Turk being nomadic tribal people, as we discussed earlier, in India also these Turk invaders were called as Mlench. So these Arabs were comparatively cultured, but Turk, or what we are saying that nomadic tribal, they were not that cultured, but they accepted Islam and then they carried out attack over India. So they considered that the sacking of people is important. Say for example, first they tried to conquer Afghanistan, but they got failure. So with help of Arab they carried out attack over Afghanistan, where Buddhist people and Hindu or Vedic rather I should say, they were there, they resisted twice, but second time they got failure, and then vast territory of Afghanistan was there directly in hands of these Turk invaders. They killed out various people in this territory to spread out Islam. They say that what is the number of people they killed over here? That is, they given the name as Hindu Kush to the mountain. What is the meaning of Hindu Kush? That is tomb of Hindus. Say whether Buddhist or Vedic, for them they are Hindus. And then they called this is the vast what we can say destruction of people carried out, some sort of genocide. They given the name to that mountain as Hindu Kush mountain. Originally you are aware the name was Pariyatra mountain. So that name changed to Hindu Kush, and that's why in Afghanistan today also name of mountain is Hindu Kush. That is the evidence that once upon time that was dominated by India, by Hindus and Buddhists. If you are aware, the world's largest Buddhist idols were there in Hindu Kush mountain. Bamiyan is name of territory, were destroyed somewhere in 1990s onwards. Talibani people started out destroying this all Buddhist idol, and finally in 1999 they destroyed these vast huge Buddhist idols. The man who given message of peace to the world was broken out into pieces simply because of this concept in Islam that idolatry is strictly prohibited, and that's why they destroyed this world's largest Buddhist idol in Bamiyan in Afghanistan. So this way culture wiped out in Afghanistan territory. Once upon time Sanskrit was local language over this territory, but now Sanskrit is not at all there, but Sanskrit originated words are still there. So we are calling this as Gandhar, whereas these people are calling Kandahar. See the similarity. Purushpur, Peshawar. So somewhat similarity you are getting. Anyway, what is the best part here? That here there was a kingdom ruled by Jaipal. This Jaipal is considered as Hindu Shahi dynasty. They were originally Turk, but they were Hindu Turk, and they annexed out this territory and they were ruling over this territory. Whereas Sabuktagin was ready to carry out attack over this territory. Now from Afghanistan, from Hindu Kush to this territory, the attack was planned, whereas Jaipal managed confederation. Various kings from northwest frontier region joined Jaipal, and then they carried out attack, reverse attack actually, over Sabuktagin, where Sabuktagin lost out the battle. His army scattered here and there, and only at that moment Jaipal carried out mistake. His all kings started out chasing Sabuktagin's army all over. Sabuktagin realized that now Jaipal's army is scattered, and he asked his people to carry out back attack, and Jaipal was defeated badly over there. Henceforth, Ghazni, that Muhammad Ghazni is the city here in Afghanistan, Sanskrit name Gajani. So that Ghazni was dominated by now Mahmud Ghazni. We are calling his as Mahmud of Ghazni. He decided to carry out attack over India. Say this is second phase in invaders over India. That first Arab invaders, then for nearly 300 years, keep in mind that 712 Arab invaders were there, and now it is 1000 AD that Muhammad Ghaznavi is trying to attack over India. He was having two troubles. From northwest side, king of Kashgar was his enemy, and from south side, the Hindu Shahi dynasty, that is Turki ruler of this Peshawar, was giving trouble for him, and then he managed to carry out attack over India. They entered somewhere in month of November in India. This is first attack of Ghazni, Muhammad Ghaznavi over India, where Jaipal decided to fight with him, and Jaipal got success. Mahmud was not able to survive for more on Indian battlefield, and ultimately they were defeated back to their Afghanistan or Gandhar, Ghazni. Now what happened exactly? That they report out this way, that we are not defeated out. We entered in India just to observe the way Indians are fighting out, the climatic conditions over India, and all this. That was just study tour. We were not ready for a fight. That was just simply, we can say, study tour. And then second time Ghaznavi attacked over India in next winter season, where Jaipal was defeated back. Totally Muhammad Ghaznavi carried out 17 attacks over India. Out of that, first attack was unsuccessful. But henceforth, for next 16 raids, he was successful. He entered in India. Usually they followed the same traditional path, that is of Khyber Pass. From Khyber Pass they entered in India. They defeated northern people, northern Indian people. They ride till Kannauj straightway. And then Mahmud realized that Indian wealth is accumulated in the temples. Say, what is basic funda of Indian people, or rather Hindu people, that if you are donating out to God, then God will give you more. That was their funda. And that's why today also, if you observe Tirupati Balaji temple, many people are going there and they are donating out. There is a place that is called as Hundi, where we have to donate. And it is belief that whatever you donating out, you are gaining more than that. Now keep in mind, people of Gujarat, no doubt, I should not call them directly Gujarati people. Say why? Because Gurjar people, those were there in Rajasthan, they slowly settled out at south part of Rajasthan. That was called as Anartha, Anupadesha, Saurashtra and Bhrugu Kutch. So like that, these territories were annexed by this Gurjar. And then that was called as Gurjar Rashtra. So this Gurjar Rashtra, corrupted word is Gujarat. So till that people were not called as Gujarati. But then onwards I can say these Gujarati people. But from ancient period, people of Gujarat or whatever that Anupradesh, Anartha, then what I called as Saurashtra and Bhrugu Kutch, they were very good in trade. If you are aware, in Indus Valley civilization study also we realized that there is Indus Valley culture that is at Lothal, somewhere here in Gujarat, where we got dock. That means they were traders. Now, what is the thing that from ancient period they were traders. Here I am showing in red color dot, that is Diu, a small island, and besides that there is Somnath. Beside that Somnath there is Veravol. Veravol is well-known port where today also construction of ship, that business is going on. Just beside that, 5 kilometers away from that, there is place that is called as Somnath. Huge temple of Lord Shiva was there. What was tradition? The moment traders are going over the sea, they are exposed to various dangers. Say itself, natural calamities are there. Apart from that, pirates were there. And for that purpose, they used to, we can say that, offer something to the god. And this way, on successful return after trade, on gaining tremendous wealth, they were giving out some part of trade, some part of that wealth to this Somnath temple. And that's why Somnath temple was very, very rich in those days. Obviously, as wealth is there, he realized, he means Muhammad of Ghazni, that we have to accumulate that wealth. Keep in mind, every time Muhammad Ghaznavi was considering that our war is not only for wealth, our war is for religious purpose, sacred purpose, and that's why he declared the war that is called as jihad, the war against idolaters, the war against all these kafirs. What is kafir? That those who are not following Islam, they are called as kafir, or those who are not believing in God, they are called as kafirs in their language. And so he declared this war against idolater under the blessings of Khalifa, and he marched towards marched towards Somnath temple. Simply he reached till Somnath, and the Somnath temple was looted badly. He ordered there, because people offered tremendous resistance in his journey. So he ordered Katle-am. The meaning is that general slaughter. Kill everybody who is present in Somnath. He sacked out this vast temple. I don't know. But what really he was having, that is said that somewhat 1700 donkeys were loaded by only diamonds and rubies, pearls, like that, only jewels were there on back of 1700 donkeys. He simply destroyed this idol of Lord Shiva. We are calling that as Shiva Linga. He divided them into pieces, and they also taken back. No doubt that Rajput kings over this territory now united again, and they blocked out their road. So Ghaznavi decided to change its path, and he went to Kutch, and via Kutch, via Sindh, via Baluchistan, via Bolan Pass, he entered in Ghazni. He was badly troubled because Baluchistan etc. territory is highly desert. He travelled, and he managed to travel that, and next year he arrived on Indian horizon again. Why? To teach lesson to these Rajputs who opposed him. So this way Muhammad Ghaznavi carried out successful raids over India. Even the Amirs of Sindh were troubled out by Ghaznavi. Say now Amirs were Muslim, they were Arab Muslims, and they were directly descent of this Khalifa also, but still they were troubled by Ghaznavi. That's why we can say that role of Muhammad Ghaznavi was to accumulate wealth from India and not concerned with more to religion, but in order to get something. He was continuously donating out wealth to Khalifa, and Khalifa was accepting that wealth and bestowing title to this Ghaznavi. So this way, one of the important title was bestowed over Muhammad Ghaznavi, that is Yamin ud-Dawla, and that's why his dynasty is called as Yamini dynasty. Now Jaipal was died. He carried out Johar, that is Jai Har, by taking name of Lord Shiva. He entered in fire, and his son Anangpal was ruling over there as a vassal of Muhammad Ghaznavi. There was one problem, that in between that only 2 years this Ghaznavi was not entered in India. Why? Because he was engaged in battle with king of Kashgar. And what is the worst part, that Anangpal helped this Ghaznavi in this battle. Actually, we should plan out some different strategy, that from north side Kashgar emperor should attack, and from south side these Indian or so-called Indianized Turkey rulers, they should attack and trapped out Ghaznavi. But no, this was not happen. Instead of that, Anangpal simply helped Muhammad Ghaznavi for 2 years, and next year Muhammad Ghaznavi entered in India to kill out Anangpal. Why? No reason. At the end, he died. He was very unhappy, obviously, for the purpose that whatever wealth we accumulated, I can't take away with me. So ultimately, all the heaps of wealth were there in his yard, and he was kept in that heaps of wealth, and by observing that only he died out. He made Ghazni as the world's best city in those days, and this way he sacked out India. Now, what is the importance of this Muhammad Ghaznavi's attacks over India? He was not able to create any empire in India. He was not able to rule over parts of India. He was a successful rider. He was entering in India, he was looting out and going back. But he created the image that Muslims are invincible. These Turk invaders are having some terrific strength, where Hindus or even Rajputs were not able to defeat him. Whenever and wherever they want to go, they can go. You are not able to defeat them. So like that, impact was created in Indian rulers' mind. For 17 raids, out of that only first was unsuccessful. Then there were 16 successful raids. Muhammad proved his tremendous ability of war. Even he won certain battles in critical manner, but still he carried out tremendous destruction in India. Various temples were destroyed by Ghazni, Muhammad of Ghazni. They were looted. Thousands of people were taken as captives and sold in Arabian or whatever that Islamic world in those days. He sold out various peoples over there. He accumulated tremendous wealth, and ultimately he sent out tremendous wealth to Khalifa also. In return, Khalifa bestowed him various titles. So this is the second phase in Indian history, that is Islamic invaders, but now this way they are Turk invaders. They entered in India. So here our lecture is now finishing out. That is Muhammad Ghaznavi's invasion over India.